I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What is up, AfterBuzzers? Welcome back to our Dare Me After Show. Today, we're going to be breaking down Season 1, Episode 9, Fog of War. This is the penultimate episode of this season. Things are getting so real, and we have so much to talk about. I'm your host, Taylor Grates, and I am joined by two amazing panelists tonight. To my left, we have Ashmin.
What's up, guys?
And to her left, we have Ebone.
Hello.
Twinning in that jean jacket with me.
Yes, we're twinning today. I'm
Very
excited.
Cute.
Yes.
The Addy to my Beth, am I right? So cute, right? You're Colette, I guess.
Okay, I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle of everything.
The monkey in the middle right there.
The monkey in the middle right now. Guys, what did you think of this episode?
This was so emotionally thrilling. There was like so many moments where you didn't know what was happening. Things were being revealed. It was a roller coaster.
Yeah, for sure.
A roller coaster is the best way to describe it. I mean, I was stressed. So normally, I love to be like emotionally charged by things that I'm watching. Yeah. So I was really like, oh my gosh, like what's gonna happen? Oh my gosh, Addy. Oh my gosh, Beth. Like it was the mom. Like it was just everyone. I was gasping at every single character tonight. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like the show started as like very much sort of a small town, coming of age drama, and we're like definitely in thriller mystery territory now, and 100%. It's pretty exciting, and they're meshing it all together so fun, and the visuals like are always so cool with the bottle breaking opening. Like it's always just so beautiful to watch.
Aren't they amazing? I really love the scene, like the gymnastics scene.
Yes, the slow-mo.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And I was like, wow, they're so strong. And I wish I could do that. Like I took a tumbling class because I was like, I really want to learn how to do a backflip. It's like, it never happened. But me actually doing the backflip never happened. I took the classes. It didn't work. But I'm like, man, I'm really jealous.
It's
like
cool.
It looks so good, so powerful. I love that scene.
Yeah, everything just works together, and I love how they, always start with the voiceover. I just think the show's styled so neat, and it works so well, with the subject
visuals.
matter.
Love it.
It's so, so cool. Let's start off by talking about Beth and Addy, because they're sort of front and center of this episode. Again, they've had their ups, they've had their downs, they've come together, they've come apart, and they're very much spending a lot of time together again. We see them at first just kind of smoking cigarettes, hanging out together, and Beth reveals this pretty dark family secret about how her uncle killed himself, which I think just adds another layer of her family, kind of crazy family dynamics, and I just feel so bad for her, honestly, even though she's kind of a nightmare sometimes. Like, she just...
all the time.
Quite frequently. But, yeah, and I really liked the scene because Beth is like, yeah, there's definitely a darkness there when someone, does commit suicide. Like, could they have stopped it? And Addie's like, oh, obviously you're talking about Colette, but she says that's not really who she's talking about. What were your guys' thoughts on that? Who do you think she was talking about then?
I think Beth is hilarious in this entire episode. And, she knows she's suspicious. And, I think she keeps alluding to the fact that, Addy, what do you know? There's more that went down. Mm-hmm. So every chance she got, she brought something that might make Addy spill the beans. So she uses her personal experience because she's like, I know how this goes. I've been through this before, and this is tragic. Like, darkness is not going to leave. And the part when she goes, bleach will take care of everything.
Yeah, she was so shady. I mean, she's always shady, but she was really shady because she was, I think she's hinting at I know, so please tell me. And that was a really good point that you brought up. I didn't really connect it all the way, but I was like, oh, she's being really weird and saying weird things. But yes, she was tempting Addy to say something
whole
to her.
episode.
Yeah, because I didn't quite know how to read that, but I think you're completely right how she's like, oh yeah, well, that. But I don't know, it's so confusing because, last week we got, we saw this scene that they have had, a romantic relationship before, and I think that, we'll talk about it later in this episode, but I think that's still sort of an ongoing thing. So, I'm wondering if she is kind of trying to help Addy and be like, yeah, I've been through this before, there's a darkness there, trying to relate, or if it is, just manipulative.
But this is my thing. It's if Addy were to tell Beth about the situation, let's say she confessed, what would Beth do with that information? I'm just confused. Would she be there for her, or would she use it against her?
I would say that she would probably try to throw Colette under the bus and then try to sort of save Addy in the situation. That's my guess.
I would say that she would use it as blackmail. She would use it as power
Over Addy?
over anyone. Like, I think that's just a part of her dysfunction. Like, to a degree, yeah, I think that she would be there for her, but I think her drive to get the information is like for her own power. Like, well, you know, to bring that to the table if she needs to bring it to the table.
Yeah, that's so I'm so excited to keep seeing how that shakes down. But Beth is also like really harsh on Colette in this episode, which honestly I kind of was like, yes, finally, because we saw like such tension in the first couple of episodes from them, and then they haven't really like interacted, and Beth is like pushing all of the limits. Colette's like, oh yeah, like you over-rotated or something. She's like, you need to get your eyes checked, you need to get your ears checked, you need to get off your phone. I was like, whoa, this is absolutely crazy. Why do you think that she's choosing to push this hard in this way towards Colette?
I think she knows.
Yeah.
I think she knows something's going down. Like, you know, she's suspicious where Addy was at. She's suspicious where Coach has been. Coach missed the practice after the whole situation. Right. She is just very intuitive and very on her instincts. So I feel like she knows something, and she has to know. And you know, she knows that they slept together, so she knows that like they're close. Yeah. And now your man's dead. So what you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's
totally. I think she was great. I think that scene, because there's been so much like build up and tension between them. And the first opportunity she got to like slam her, she took it, and she did it in front of her entire team. She was like, watch your eyes. Agent could be this. Like, she totally slam dunked her.
And Coach didn't say anything.
She walked out.
Were you surprised by the reaction? Because I thought, because last week we had that like savage scene where she's like, yeah, you like, I can't have gym shoes in my practice or whatever, like 50 push-ups. Like, I thought she was gonna make them all run laps or something. Were you surprised that she just walked out?
I was surprised. Yeah.
I was like, they're all doing 50 push-ups. Everyone.
She said nothing. And I think that was the worst thing Coach could have done, because now I think Beth is like,
oh, she's weak.
You know?
And she's guilty.
Yeah.
You know?
She's her own detective right now. She's watching everybody's emotions. She's like, oh, and she did say that. She was like, she must be grieving over Will.
Yeah.
Because she just walked out.
Knows. And I feel like almost in that moment, you also could say that she was kind of standing up for Addy too, because you know she gave her those gym shoes.
That's true. Maybe
she gave her the gym shoes.
She was like, I don't want to see you do push-ups again.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe there was something more.
Yeah, it was like definitely like sort of a gesture for sure, I'd say. And then we have Addy, who is, I feel like I kind of appreciated Beth, especially in this episode, because I think she is bringing Addy back down to reality. Addy's like, you know, like, she's having a really hard time. Like, she loved both of them. And Beth's like, that's, like, complete, like, BS. Like, this is exactly what happened with my dad. This is exactly what happened with my parents. Like, why is it so different with Colette? Are you, like, on Addy's team where, like, okay, like, she's mourning? Or are you, like, yeah, like, I've seen this before firsthand in my family, and she shouldn't, like, get a free pass from this.
I think Beth's been through so much. She's seen it. She's seen the infidelity. She's like, I know exactly how that goes. My dad used to go get his fix somewhere else and then come back home to his family. So
ball and chain and the brat.
Yeah. So she was like, quit being fooled. Like, quit being so naive about the situation. And then even the whole suicide thing. She's like, oh, nobody recovers from that. So she kind of keeps pushing her like, what do you know? Because you're not just going to get over it. Whoever told you this, it's not just going to happen like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of was I understand Beth's side, because at the end of the day, like, she has seen a lot. She's been through a lot. So she kind of knows the situation. At the end of the day, like, it is very selfish. No matter what the situation is, it's very selfish to have an affair on your spouse, especially when you have a kid. So Coach wanted the release of like having a new fun situation, and it's selfish.
Yeah.
So no matter how you put it, and even if she was in love with both, which, you know, you can be in love with two people, fine, but it's like the desires to act on it.
You gotta contain that. I also think, kind of what you mentioned earlier about how Beth keeps planting things in order to get Addy to talk, I think this exactly worked out how she wanted it to, too, because it eventually does make Addy slip and say, yeah, there was some trouble in paradise. And Beth's like, oh, so what do you know about that? That's very interesting that you were to say that. And Beth is like, yeah, I'm pretty sure the police are probably going to find something out. So I think that she's playing her like a little fiddle. Yeah. I'm just saying. And we also get the scene where Beth actually looks at the video of Will and Colette again in this episode. What did you think about that?
She's ramping up. Like, you know, she's making, like I said, she's such a detective in this,
Everyone is,
episode.
I feel like.
Yeah, but she has additional evidence that she can turn over. Like, I think that's why she's even did that power trip with Colette to be like, let's not forget, like, what I got on you. And, you know, she's making sure she has that video. She's like, let me make sure it's still working.
Let me make sure it's still playing.
Exactly.
I didn't get deleted.
Exactly.
Okay, because, you know, Addy had her phone for a moment, so.
Exactly. She's like, let me stay on top of my game.
Right. I don't know, but when I was watching it, I kind of felt like she was looking a little emotional. Was that just me who was perceiving that wrong?
No, I agree with you. I think that Beth is more emotional about the situation than she's letting on. Like, obviously she does want, like, the power over it. She obviously hates Colette, but I think that this death is sort of affecting her too, as much as she's putting on a front.
Yeah, because I mean, she looked up the article and then she like saw the video. So, and to me, it just looked like she was very emotionally tied to like maybe it was being difficult, but at the same time, like that's not going to stop her from using the information any way she can.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it shakes out, especially with Beth, because she's so complicated. But before we continue breaking down the episode, Ebone, can you tell everyone a little bit about what's happening here at AfterBuzz?
Yes, Taylor, I can. There's so much going on here at AfterBuzz. We love to cover your favorite shows, realities, dramas like the ones we're on now with Dare Me. We love to hear your opinions, so please continue to like, subscribe, and comment below, be in our live chat, be active with us. We're so excited that you guys are here listening and tuning in. And if you cannot watch, you can always listen to us on Spotify and on iTunes.
Yes, thank you so much. Let's talk a little bit about Addy's mom, aka my girl from day one. I love her.
That's true.
I think she's great.
You
I think she's wonderful.
Team mom. You were.
I think she's a very genuine, good person. But I mean, she is. Like, she's a mom, and she is keeping track of, Addy's whereabouts when she can. And she's obviously very upset that Addy's not coming home, which I totally get that. Like, girl, you need to text your mother. Like, this is not good. But besides just, being a parent, she's also a cop, of course. And we see her investigating a little bit at the tower with, the woman who says, like, Will always used to help carry groceries and his knuckles are bloody. What do you think that she's thinking with that little piece of, like, evidence, with that little tidbit?
I think by profession, she's on the job, right? Like, she's like, as a police officer, this alleged suicide has happened. So she's doing her job and getting information and trying to find out whatever she can.
Right.
But I think the two-part thing here is that she's a mother as well, right? And so I think her instinct is coming in, like her motherly instinct, because her daughter, she can feel something is off about her. So I don't think she's close enough to connect, what her involvement may be. But I think her instinct is kind of overly guiding her to, like, keep an eye on her daughter. Because she's like, the things that I see and the things that a girl can go through. So yeah, I think her instinct is playing a role here in addition to her profession.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I really thought in that scene it was very weird because like the woman was kind of like giving tidbits, but then kind of was like, oh, I have nothing else to say, and it was like, wait a second, like what else were you gonna, like, what were you thinking? What do you know? And she kind of was very like aloof about her information that she was giving. I felt like Addy's mom probably was feeling suspicious.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Like, you have bloody knuckles. Who is this guy? He's around my daughter. Like you said, my daughter has been out late. She hasn't been coming home. She's not calling me. What's going on? Like, she feels like there's a bigger story here. Yeah. And even though she is telling Addy, like, information about Will, I feel like it's a way to kind of, like, push her to tell her.
I feel that too, because she's not even really supposed to disclose that type of information to anybody.
To anyone.
But she is giving her pieces to almost be like, open the pathway that if there is something you need to say, I'm your mom first.
Do you guys think she would have her back?
Like, do you think? For sure.
As a police officer, I mean, that is risking your whole
Yeah,
job.
but I don't know. I feel like she'll put being a mom first, to be completely honest. Or like, yeah, she'll like, I don't know. I feel like she will help Addie, not like cover it or anything, but like
That's what she would have to do.
Well, yeah, but not like, I don't think she's gonna be like, yeah, I'm never talking to you again. Like, you're the worst.
Oh yeah, no,
you know
no.
what I mean? Like,
but I mean, either she would like. There's one or two ways. Like, one, she would have to be like, you need to turn yourself in.
Yeah.
Or she would be like, okay, well, I got your back.
Oh,
Like,
I think
what
that,
do we need to burn?
No,
I think
that
she'd
she'll-
have her back.
Really?
I mean, I would.
Yeah. Okay. Ashmin. We know.
Good
Right. We know who's gonna have her back right here. I saw nothing. I heard nothing. I see nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting. I feel
Right?
like it could go either way, honestly.
Well, if we get a season 2, I guess that's what we'll be figuring it out.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really interesting to see that. And then we see that Kurtz is watching through that little door
You guys.
window thing. What are your thoughts on that? I want to know.
Taylor, when we went to commercial break, I was literally like, what is going on?
I was like, tell me.
Right, because you saw that he had the like model apartment sign on his door
Yep.
so that they wouldn't even knock or like come in to the apartment.
Yep.
Which I thought was low-key genius.
Yeah.
That's really genius. But I was like, oh my gosh. First of all, I didn't even think about Kurtz. Like, he wasn't even someone that was like on my suspicion list. But now he is. And then he showed up to the party all weird. I'm just like, okay, there's something going on
There's
with him.
something sketchy happening.
I thought it was weird they brought him in. I didn't expect him to be there at all. And now he's one of my suspects because I'm like, two things. Either why was he like, hiding behind the door with that sign? You're absolutely right. He's like, do not disturb. It's almost like saying nobody is in there, so he's not going to be questioned.
So what does he know? Does he know about the affair?
And why was he so frightened? Like, or what did he see? Right?
What did he see?
Did
What
he
do you
do
know?
it, or
Yeah.
did he? What did he see?
I don't know, but I am.
Like, maybe,
Where
I'm
are
going to
you?
make this all up right now. Maybe he came to the apartment to drop something off at Will, and then he saw this whole situation go down.
Or maybe,
He's a witness.
He was a witness.
or maybe he reacted because Will did unleash on him.
Oh.
so scary.
There's a lot of possibilities going on right now.
It's so many secrets, but we did get one, kind of secret, like, told to us, and that is a little more info about Will's wife. So she apparently died after being hit by a drunk driver, and they couldn't find Will since he was overseas, and so it was very tragic. Were you guys surprised by this sort of backstory for her?
I was, because we've never heard about a wife before.
We did hear it mentioned because he said, I think he told Colette, like, well, I used to have a wife. He told someone that.
yeah,
Maybe it was
yeah.
Addy. I actually don't remember. He told someone.
He did bring it up, but I think I guess I'm just like, okay, that was very interesting, very tragic, very weird, very random, but at the same time, I'm like, what is that going
Right,
to do
how
to
does it
like
fit?
enhance the situation?
Yeah, that is going to be really
And
interesting.
the death part of it. Like, I think even if I did hear it be mentioned before, I'm like, oh, maybe it's just a wife, a marriage that didn't work out.
True.
But now it kind of, I feel like the reason of that introduction may be to explain his trauma. Like, this guy really is traumatized if he did go ahead and commit suicide. Actually, Beth kind of says it. He's like, oh, the wife, trauma death with the wife, and now fell in love again, and this woman leaves him, alluding to Colette.
Right.
So,
Yes.
maybe
All these
he's
little hints
totally
and
traumatized.
foreshadowing
Right,
and business going on.
It's absolutely crazy.
It's getting deep over
It's
here.
getting deep. But we also have a party again, because like we really can't have an episode without a party. I
course
feel
not.
like that's every week, and I'm like here for it. Like, I'm not even mad. I'm like, yeah, it's time for the party of the week.
Yeah.
But they go to like an abandoned warehouse, as one does in the Midwest. You know, it's kind of what you do, and to drink and mourn. And yes, as you mentioned earlier, Kurt shows up, and Beth is obviously pretty kind of traumatized by this. She like smashes the bottle on the ground, which I definitely think there's something, going on with her. I don't think she's, forgotten about that incident. Obviously, I think that's still really haunting her. I don't know if you guys agree.
Yeah, agreed. Totally.
Yeah, so there's that, and then we also have Addie kind of, getting traumatized as well. Like, she kind of is seeing Will's face everywhere. She's seeing the body, obviously, that she saw. And we have this moment between Beth and Addy, where they're kind of slow dancing, both pretty drunk, but Addy actually surprisingly gets, I guess more drunk than Beth, or like can't really handle herself, which is a switching of the roles of last time something like this happened. And Beth decides to take her home to her house and kind of take care of her. And she's like, you don't have to protect Colette anymore. What did you guys think of that?
I mean, I think personally the worst thing that one can do is go get belligerently drunk if you're mourning and grieving and you have that many like...
You have a secret.
Yeah.
You need to keep quiet.
Exactly. So I think like just that entire scene was... I don't know, I don't think that was the best way to handle it. But especially for Addy, I think that's why she got more wasted, because she is the one with the secret. So she's trying to take it back. I do think Beth still has her motive. Well, let me try this and see if she'll say more,
Right.
Right. And because she's emotionally connecting to her, all that stuff. But, alcohol, if you got things to say, it might just spill out if you're drunk enough to say it.
Or sleepy.
Or both.
Yes.
At the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think it was a really sweet moment, like Beth taking care of her. I was like, oh, but then she says, I'm always watching. Don't ever forget that. I'm like, you just ruined it. Like, this was so sweet for a second there. And yeah, so Addy's secret number 1 comes out in this scene because Beth is like, yeah, we'll put a gun to his head. I think it might actually be because of Colette, whatever. And Addy's like, actually, it was his mouth. Beth's like, come again? And he's like, yeah. She was like, yeah, it was his mouth. Yikes. What were your feelings and opinions on that?
Like, really, Addy? Really? Like,
shut up!
Shut up! Shut up. Just go to bed.
Go sleep.
I thought we were good because she was like, what? Oh my gosh, Beth, go to bed, right? And I was like, okay, great. She's gonna be asleep. And then she didn't say anything for a few seconds, and then she's like, actually, it was his mouth. I was like, stop it. I thought we were like in the clear,
Yeah, and we have Jarvis Carter in our chat that totally agrees with us. He's like, Addy got drunk and started singing like a canary.
She did.
Totally.
She really did.
Well, this is what happens when you give a 16-year-old alcohol. Like, us as adults can't even handle our own emotions. So let alone being like 16 with like a murder secret on your hands. Like, it's a disaster waiting to happen.
Oh my gosh. But I did kind of appreciate how Beth is like checking the facts, checking the sources, because the next morning she's like making Addy's mom coffee, and she's like, so just like out of curiosity, like, have these details been released in the press yet? And her mom's like, no.
She's so smart. She's too smart for her own good.
Really is.
She's hilarious in this episode.
Oh I also really loved the moment where Beth was like, so do you just like get used to it having a gun all the time? And Addy's mom's like, you worry me sometimes, Beth.
Right. And I was like, yeah, she worries me too.
Same. I thought their interaction was so funny. I always think it's funny when those two talk, because Addy's mom was like straight up a little bit scared of Beth, I think. But I think Beth is scared of Addy's mom a little bit too.
I would hope so, because she's not scared of anybody else, so she needs to be scared of somebody.
Yeah, honestly. But we also get this moment after Addy's mom leaves. Beth is like, yeah, so I hope we had fun the night that, Will died together, because, like, she's found out that basically that's what Addy's told her mom she was. Like, now we both have an alibi. How are we interpreting that?
That's what I was like, what was she doing?
That's what I'm saying.
What was she doing that she needs an alibi? What's going on?
Yeah. Yikes.
What? Yikes.
Honestly, Beth is starting to look a little suspicious to me.
You think so?
I don't know. Just dropping the lines like that. I don't know. I'm
For me, there are a few suspects now. Like, Kurtz is a suspect.
Mm-hmm.
Matt is now a suspect for me.
Matt was weird in this episode.
Yeah.
I have to say, did you not think Matt was weird in this episode? Anyone else agree with me?
I agree.
I think Matt is always hard to read.
No, but see, I feel like in other episodes he's been very emotional. Like
he's kind of cold.
When she had when she had the party in the house with all the girls, he was like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" And he's like, I got the job, and he's been very emotional this whole time. Okay, now he goes away. She calls him. Okay, Will dies. She calls him, and she was like, I miss you. I wish you were here. And he was like, yeah. And she goes, I love you. He goes, me too. Me too.
That's what I'm saying. He was cold, and he wasn't. He
was so weird.
And the fact that he didn't drive home the second that she's like upset is like a little bit of a flag. Like, I feel like the old Matt would have just went home.
And then when he got home, he was like, yeah, we drank some more, had some meetings, drank some more. 8. I was like,
what are you talking about?
ew. Like, what happened? Like, that's how you describe your business trip? Like,
Right.
what were you doing? Like, there wasn't like, oh, we had a great meeting, this, that, and that. It was like very weird, like, explanation. And then he was like, oh, yeah, you want to come see daddy? Like, talking to the baby. And it was like, it was weird. Like, the whole thing just felt like cold, uncomfortable murder, killer, serial killer situation.
Interesting.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
And if he is like responsible for this, he has a motive. He has a motive because his wife was cheating on him with him. Like, maybe this whole time he's been like calm, cool, and collective, but knowing exactly what's been happening.
Right.
And then he like blew up. You know how they say sometimes the calmest people are the one that are going to explode? Like,
Yeah.
maybe he's one of those. And I agree. All of a sudden he's gone for a couple of days. Like, there is suspicion around
the
there.
timing is very fishy.
Yeah. So he's one of my suspects, and Kurtz is also, because of that fight and then how we see him reacting.
Yes.
And Beth, for me, she's still not a suspect. Like, I agree with the alibi thing, but I think she's just being a detective.
playing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
just
she's playing.
That would be such a
Totally.
crazy plot twist if it was like, Beth did it!
Actually,
know.
crazy.
Be like, what happened? Like, why would she kill
And
him?
why? Exactly.
I don't know. She's not. She's a little bit out there.
I
Like,
know, she's-
who knows what she's capable of, honestly. Let's talk a little bit about the second secret that Hattie decides to tell everyone, which is not really, like, she kind of hides it, but it's still looking a little suspect when she's asking her mom, like, oh, did you find out what happened, like, Sunday night or whatever? Her mom's like, you mean Monday morning? Like, when we, whatever. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's what I meant. I'm like, oh, my gosh.
Addie's, she needs to just, like, go in a bubble in the basement and just, like, lock herself in it
Yeah,
and just...
you can let this pass over you.
Yeah, she really does, because I don't think she's gonna make it.
I'm very worried. But she does eventually get her mom to say, like, share some of the gruesome details about how things are starting to look a little bit sketchier. His teeth aren't gone from a gunshot wound, but because someone shoved a gun in his mouth, which basically, essentially, we are looking at a murder probably and not a suicide. Yikes. Let's talk a little bit about Colette in this episode. We didn't see her a lot, but when we did, she was, like, acting really cold. Addie comes to her a couple of times, like, because she's worried, and, like, rightfully so, about how everyone's kind of talking about this, how she thinks that Beth knows, and Colette just kind of blows her off. Are you, like, what would you do? Like, would you be the same in this situation, or do you think that Colette needs to probably comfort and help Addie a little bit more?
I don't think Colette's in the space to. Like, she can't even help herself, let alone be there for Addie. And throughout all the episodes, we see her go back and forth. Like, she's had her like a string all the episodes. Sometimes she's close. Other times she's like, get it together.
Right.
And other times she's like, you're my BFF. You're the only one I confide in. So,
Right.
no. And who knows what Colette knows? And I actually want to circle back to somebody in our chat. Logan Stark says, he says, AfterBuzz TV, it would be ironic if Matt was having an affair too.
Oh! Wait a second!
So, Beth's mom? What? I don't know. I just could see it. I don't know. That would be wild, right?
Beth's mom back in the
but
mix.
if Will is sleeping with Beth's mom, that gives Beth a motive. Am I wrong?
Well, that's the crazy part. Like, 'cause Beth is acting
Okay, well,
weird, right?
let's bring it full circle here. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities throwing up in the air right now.
Whoa.
I'm excited for one to get caught, because this is a lot of juggling.
Thanks,
We're, like, just
Logan.
throwing
Yeah,
things,
throwing
hoping it
things.
sticks.
Oh my gosh. Wait,
That'd be
I didn't think
crazy.
about that.
I mean,
because he was acting weird.
And she was acting weird. So maybe she knows he's been unfaithful and he knows she's been unfaithful.
That aha moment,
Wow.
you guys.
Thank you,
That would be
Logan.
double crossed. Wow.
I love that. Thank you for
Logan,
that. Thank you
yeah.
for that. That was
yes,
great.
Seriously, keep throwing these theories out. I definitely want
love
to hear
it.
them. I also thought it was interesting. I just want to mention that Addie is like, yo, the recruiters probably knew about you and Will. And Colette's like adamant that that's not the case. I don't know if I believe Colette. I think that it's very possible that one of them knew about those two. Because I know that Will is private and whatever, but, like, you don't know. You're telling Addie all of this stuff.
And I feel like guys like to talk just as much as girls do.
I
If
don't
not
know.
more. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I feel like he might have let it slip a few times or two.
Exactly. So I don't know. I think that that's also gives us some more ammunition towards, like, Kurtz or maybe one of the other recruiter people. And then finally, last thing I want to talk about is that last image. That was such a good image because they had the memorial, like, above the recruiting table, and one of the post-its says, Coach French must be sad. Wow.
That was Beth.
That was bad.
I
That was
think
bad.
it was Beth too, but like I don't know. I guess that it could be someone else, but I'm also guessing it's Beth because she's like, yeah, someone's gonna know sooner or later. probably sooner. Probably when
And,
everyone
like,
comes to school
on
tomorrow.
a bright yellow post-it.
Right.
She's like,
Right
let's
in the
make
middle.
sure
How
that this
extra.
is
Like-
the scene.
Wow. And that was the episode, you guys. But don't go anywhere because we have some more amazing stuff to talk about. Ebone, you have some trivia for us.
We have some fun trivia.
Oh. Oh my gosh, thank you for bringing that.
Yes, we have some trivia. Okay, so I'm gonna, today we're actually I'm gonna give trivia about some of the characters that are in the
Okay,
show.
great.
Because there are some people where I'm like, wait, I've seen you before and I don't remember where I saw you, but I liked you, but I don't remember where I saw you.
Yes.
So, so this first one, how many shows or films has Horizon Goladod?
Guardiola, I think.
Guardiola, sorry. Bitten in A, 4, 2, 6, or 10. So not counting Dare Me.
I just want to say 4. I think she's pretty new. I think she's a newcomer. She was in
4-2.
4. Ding, ding, ding.
Yay! I knew it. She was so new.
Yay! Okay. So
She's great though.
Yeah, she's great. She's a
So
great
good.
actress.
I'm sure we'll be seeing more of her.
For sure.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited for any
She
other
was
project
in
she's
The
in.
Get Down, I think, on Netflix. That was the name of the show.
Oh,
Get
that's
Down?
actually a good show.
Yeah, I think that she was in that.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it
Yeah.
now to like be like, I know
I
you.
think I saw a clip of her in it.
Don't you love watching stuff when you're like, wait a second,
I know that.
I know this
Yeah.
person now, right? And you didn't know them when you were first watching it. Okay. Let's see. What shows has Rob Helps, the one that plays Matt, been a part of? Or so there's 2 out of the 4.
Okay, uh-huh.
So he's been in 2 out of the 4 options I'm gonna give. Imposters, which was on Bravo, Good Girls, This Is Us, or The Real Housewives of New York.
I want to say Imposters and This Is Us.
Imposters, because I think he can be a good imposter. Give me another
You want the
option.
options again? Imposters, Good Girls, This Is Us, or The Real Housewives of New York.
Maybe The Real Housewives of New York.
So your final answers?
Maybe
Okay.
he's a husband.
You guys both got 1 out of the 2. It's okay. That's still a
It's still
victory.
good, 50%.
Oh, dang.
Wow, okay.
Buzz.
Nope. Apparently, it's still wrong. But he was Imposters, and he was in Good Girls.
Okay. See, I haven't seen season
And I
2
love
of Good Girls yet.
Right, me either. But I love both of those shows.
Yeah.
Imposters. Have you guys seen that
No,
show?
but that's awesome.
Oh, you guys, please! I would encourage to watch. It's
Will do.
so good.
Will do. He's
so
great.
He's a great actor. I
love
wonder.
that.
I was like, I know this man. Why do I
is
know
his
this
face
man?
familiar? Yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
Logan
This
was
a
right
lot of
too.
fun.
He said imposters.
Yes,
Wow.
good job,
Logan,
Logan.
you're on a roll tonight.
Looks like an imposter, guys. I wanted to say. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course.
And Ashmin has some news for us.
You guys, I do have some news, and it's the news that probably everybody wants to know about. Is this show going to be renewed for a season 2? And I'm very closely watching this news, so I don't have a definitive answer yet, but the ratings are looking good.
Good.
And there is probably a high possibility that it will be, but I will follow up next week and see if there's anything new that I can find. So that's kind of the big question and the big news that I'm looking for. But I also wanted to open up this to everyone in our chat and our wonderful fans, that since next week is our last episode in our season finale, if there's any questions that you guys want to address to us, please join our chat, make comments, let us know. If there's any news you want to know about, like, I'm happy to research and bring those answers to you next week. So
I love that.
it's all open, and let us know in your comments.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're
Yes,
welcome.
guys, definitely get that fan participation. I love reading
We
all your
love it.
comments. Amazing. Okay, guys, let's cap this off. Let's do some quick predictions because whew, we got a lot of
AfterBuzz
questions
TV
to answer.
predictions.
Ebone, start
You
us
guys,
off. What do you think's gonna happen
There's
next
so many
week?
questions. I don't know where I want to go with my thoughts right now, okay? Because my thoughts are all over the place. But I'm really into Logan's theory of like this affair. So I want to dig more into Matt. I feel like Matt either did it or he's having an affair. I'm gonna take Logan's prediction. I love that.
I think that's a great theory, and that's a great theory. It's a great prediction.
Yeah.
I think the plot is just going to thicken in the next week's episode. We're going to get more information, more thrill, more evidence. But I do think that Addie's mom is going to pick up that Addy may have some level of involvement.
She's going to find that bag of shoes, you guys.
Yeah.
That's another prediction.
She's going to know that her daughter is somehow involved.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to make her even more personally invested in this case.
Yeah, you took mine because I was going to say something about that because I was like, if we have her investigating, like there's no way this is going to like stay too separate for long. I definitely think you're right, and she's going to get closer to everything. I also venture to say that they're going to leave us on a big cliffhanger next week.
Totally, you guys.
I'm so upset, but that's why we need to renew this because I really think they're going to like blow something up, something huge is going to happen, and they're going to just leave us wanting so much more.
So I'm going to be stressed next week. Just know that. I'm going to be stressed.
And for like a year and a half until the show comes back, essentially, is what we're predicting. We are predicting that everyone's going to be very mean to us. But guys, thank you so much for discussing this episode. Yes. This has been so much fun. Ebone, where can everyone find you on social media?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Ebone Chatman 12.
And you can find me on Instagram at Insights by Ish.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at alphaba_Ann and on Instagram at Taylor_Gates_. And we will see you next week for the finale. Bye. Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.